You're listening to Moonhawk Studios Presents Let It Rip!
So we're not hearing the pull of ripcords after hearing that.
Theme song. God, my cat. Hey! After a great start already, talking over the theme song. My cat is stepping on my keyboard. Tippy, what are you doing, boy? I've wanted to do that for 16 damn years. Okay.
Did it feel good?
Yes. Felt like a real White Tiger in the house. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Moonhawk Studios Presents, the podcast that is always precariously hanging in the balance because my overweight cat is trying to step on the keyboard. I'm your host, Mac Paladin. With me in the studio is my good friend Adam.
Kevin has discovered the kind of glee I do in regards to certain aspects of this show.
Our very own Don Pardo, Kevin D. Yes, the place to be. someone who watched Beyblade alongside Digimon and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the early 2000s. Mangling the technicals, Petty Fan.
You can't prove anything. I need to do some editing.
You ran it right through the Juice Man juicer on live television.
It's not the worst fuck up I've made. It's fine.
I mean, says the guy who did 2 full Final Fantasy streams completely without audio on my end.
Yeah, I was literally about to be like, I was about to say, bro who had to purge some streams because he didn't have his audio on.
I mean, it's just us fapping about anyway.
Yeah.
Not like it's anything important.
To be fair, important stuff did just happen, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. And of course we've got the Golics.
I guess at least in this context, it does have a much better ring than Go Shoot.
Yeah.
That's why I use the original. That's what look. It's the
Go
one.
Shoot,
That's the
Go
one I
Shoot
wrote.
is the Japanese version,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
it is.
For competitive here, they're also using Go Shoot now.
See, I really missed the opportunity to keep up with the jovial theme of tonight's show by referring to Golics as our cunning linguist.
Oh.
Cut.
I'm asexual enough that would have felt a little bit awkward anyway.
Yeah, that's why I said it after the fact, so that way we could steel ourselves for it in advance. All right, as evidenced by the pre-show and everything leading up to this moment, we have a great show for you tonight. But because I broke my back quite literally, I'm feeling less conversational. So, Adam, why don't you start us out traditionally with the news?
I'm like, the news is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just explaining in general terms, my brother is going through a change in custody battle. So,
jeez.
Yeah. Like last Wednesday, I had to serve as a witness for some documents. So, because he needed to go to a notary republic for that, and so on and so forth. That, it's not been fun times, and it's just the kind of thing that's affecting moods and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah, it's not so much stuff that's going on with me. It's just, this kind of drama sweeps up everyone around it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like I always talk about. It's like it's a schedule disruption, and you and I we're creatures of habit who don't like schedule disruptions because it makes things less efficient.
I mean, it actually hasn't been much of a schedule disruption now. It's more the uncertainty of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety inducing, yeah.
So aside from that, not much has been going on. I'm like, I suppose in terms of shows,
There we go. Yeah.
finally finished The Last of Us. Season 2 was as dreadful as people said it was. Like, and I've started up The Pit, which
the spiritual successor to ER.
Yeah. I'm like, also, streaming discovers how television used to work. I'm not joking.
And the fact that maybe they did some of the things they did for a reason.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it turns out you don't need to spend the gross national product of a small nation on a show. And if when you don't do that, you can have 20 episodes a season.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do them more in a shorter time frame than like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying that if they go back to using physical models on Star Trek, that they'll be able to make 20 episodes a season. But nobody asked me.
I mean, that doesn't really help on Star Wars, because I think Star Wars just has a certain level of production, because they very much use physical models on Star Wars these days. It's actually it's a change from the Lucas era.
It's kind of interesting because Star Wars works better cinematically than it does logistically on television. Generally, not 100%, but just generally, it works better as like movies, whether they're direct to tape or whatever you want to call them. But Star Trek always thrived on the small screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the big screen where they really faltered.
That might depend on the series.
Yeah.
I feel like Star Wars being like the space opera kind of setting is more cinematic, so it kind of relates to that. Like maybe 1.5, 2 hours of just bombastic kind of like story.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also some of the Dave Filoni stuff not translating too well to live action.
Yeah, he does kind of have an animation mentality, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's another reason why Andor struck such a chord, because
it's actually very cinematic for a TV show, but it worked.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my news for the week. Kevin, what's going on with you?
Well, as per usual with me, nothing really much going on around here. I guess the only thing that I could say that I noted that I watched this week, of course, was the NASCAR stock car race over the weekend. Of course, the Daytona 500, which
had no small shortage of controversy, did it not?
It wasn't really controversial, but it was very entertaining and a very entertaining weekend. So.
No, I'm saying people were trying to make it into something it wasn't.
Yeah, well, that's a given, really.
Yeah.
But yes, pretty much. Yeah, but yeah, that was I had a very entertaining weekend watching all the stuff from Daytona, and NASCAR is in my neck of the woods this weekend, so that'll be interesting to see on Sunday.
Mm.
So yeah, that's all that's pretty much going on with me. Petty, over to you. What's up in your world?
So how much time you got?
Oh, literally though. Thursday I went to see the doctor and they put me on a new weight loss medication, so that's and basically if I'm not getting any results with this, we will be discussing bariatric surgery again. My unfortunate hemorrhoid issue is going to have to wait to be resolved until May, because apparently the surgery office won't do anything for 3 months.
What a pain in the ass.
Ha 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 ha.
Had to time that perfectly.
I'm aware.
Yeah, you don't want
There
to
was
sit
a
on
limit.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll contemplate it over a donut.
And I guess the good thing about if I have a kidney stone, it's not something so bad I need to go like to the ER about it, because they did like a urine test and there's no blood, so it's not like severely cutting up my kidney that I need to have it removed right now if I have one. So it's a lot more of just drink a lot of water and hopefully it comes out.
Cranberry juice.
I don't like cranberry juice, honestly.
Something citrusy then. Something
Yeah.
that has a acidic nature to it, so it'll irritate it out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Damn it, Doodles! My
And
cat.
then the, I guess, air quotes, fun thing that we got recorded on the Fragments reviews on Sunday is we had a trespasser.
Oh boy.
I saw them on, like, going down our driveway, which is not public. It's private, with a whole bunch of signs saying posted no trespassing.
Violators will be violated.
So about that. She decided to urinate in our driveway. Take her
Oh
pull her
dear.
pants down and straight up just urinated on our garage in our driveway. I did not
Feral.
Dear.
I did not see this because I was in the middle of doing the recording and just thought she had stuff with her. I thought she may have dropped something, which if that was the case, I would be like, whatever.
She dropped trowel, all right.
Well, that's kind of the thing, because I didn't notice until I posted it in the local crime group, because when I went out, she was messing with the locking latch to try and get into our garage. That's when I chased her off, because
That's when you pulled the sword out of your cane, right?
no, I just had the cane though. Cane swords are illegal in Missouri. I've looked.
Ooh. I love that was a thing.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's been fun. So I'm glad we have the Nest camera system, so that way, like, if it sees somebody like outside, I get notifications. So I've just been kind of checking that, like, all right, is anybody coming down our driveway? No? Cool. So yeah, that's been a thing.
Lest you get the voice activated railguns, right?
Well, I part of what scared her off is we have Wi-Fi controlled lights, specifically on the outside, so I can just tell the magic box in my phone, turn on outside lights, and all the lights outside will turn on. So it went from complete darkness to, oh God, there are 3 spotlights pointing at me. You know?
Huh?
Most people who have fairly nefarious intentions would leave once the lights turn on. So I don't know what made this woman try to get into our garage.
Finally, I can see what I'm doing.
Yeah. But yeah, and then she tried to tell me she was waiting for somebody, and I was like, yeah, no, you have 5 minutes to get off my property or the cops are getting called. Because I have heard that line so many times. So, yeah. She ran off. And then as far as like watching stuff, none. I haven't really been watching much other than just kind of having like various video essays playing from YouTube on in the background.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean they take up time.
Well, I mean, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot around here, so
Yeah,
you're forgiven.
I do need to work on getting some of the MSP stuff moved over. It's just because the pain in my back, it's hard to sit at my chair.
Right.
So hopefully if it's a stone, it either passes or tucks itself somewhere so it's not hurting soon.
You're talking to the guy sitting on his broken
Yeah.
L5 right now
Yeah.
with a back brace on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. So go,
All
Alex.
right. Yes.
Okay, so last week my mom went down to help my sister with her baby and stuff because there was a bit of sickness going around in the house. Turned out that sickness was RSV, so she ended up having to stay there for a bit longer, and then she had to and then when she came back, now she has RSV, so I'm trying to dodge that with staying in parts of the house that she's not in and wearing a mask when I'm out of my room a lot of the time, so that's a bit stressful.
Hmm.
In better news, I started working on my next model kit because a couple of model kits I ordered from Premium Bandai a few months ago came in.
Oh man.
The Gundam Greep and the Dragonar 1 Plus Lifter, which I've heard are both very good kits. But I had a couple of things that I was planning on doing, so I'm going to do them in approximate order.
Right.
Video game wise, not too much going on. I've been continuing to play Super Robot Wars Z and a little bit of Pokemon Legends ZA. And I think that's about all I got.
All right. Well, as I said earlier, I am still sitting on my slightly broken L5. Not real super excited about that.
Yeah.
As it causes difficulty remaining upright. Luckily, this particular chair is quite. I found this chair out by some office park somewhere, and it's a $300 executive chair that's missing the armrests. So I fashioned together armrests for it, and I have this really expensive gel and foam seat cushion. So I'm actually quite comfortable right now. Aside from the occasional nerve twinge that feels like somebody kicking me literally in the rump.
Yeah.
It's an odd sensation because it's like a glitch in the nerve network that is just like, yeah.
As somebody who has neurological issues, I feel you.
So, there's dealing with that and whatnot. Been spending the last couple of weeks reconfiguring my battery boxes and whatnot to be more efficient and also more aesthetic because they were kind of a Frankenstein's nightmare of solar technology.
Oh man.
As a result, we did have problems yesterday with the stream, not just because of audio issues on my end, unbeknownst to me, but because we'd be doing something and then abruptly the stream would cut out.
The only good thing is it wasn't a busy day and you didn't have like 300-400 person queues every time.
Yeah. Tuesdays seems to be working for us for Final Fantasy XIV. We haven't had a queue over 28 since the update.
Yeah.
That was kind of harrowing. I'm trying to get Final Fantasy XI installed, and so apparently now instead of auto-installing by logging into Play Online and then downloading it through the interface, you download it in 5 segments, 2 of which like to corrupt themselves. They're compressed files. Yeah, they're compressed files, and you decompress them, and it blows up to like 15 gigs of space, and then you install it, and then it puts everything where it's supposed to be. But it's kind of a pain in the ass when parts 1, 3, and 5 come through perfectly, and parts 2 and 4 you have to download 47 times in order to get them to work right. So that's another minor setback, because thanks to the power issues yesterday, I was not able to download fresh copies of parts 2 and 4 and figure out what the hell's going on with those. I may have to get 7-zip because the zipping utility that they use to zip these files up may be corrupt.
If
Which
you
it-
want a decent free version, get PZip.
Well, I just use the free version of 7-Zip. It's
Mm.
fine. Because I don't really use it that often. But yeah, so I was getting all things set. I figured if I could at least download it and get it installed, the base install done of the, what is it now, 13 service packs, 13 service packs and expansions for Final Fantasy 11, which
Uh,
doesn't sound like a lot, but the servers are not exactly ripping along for updates.
I'm pretty
Or
sure the
something that
computer you're playing this on has more processing power than their current servers.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're still running it on a Pentium 4 running Windows XP.
Well, server 2003, but yes.
Yeah. No security issues that I could see. Yeah. Yeah, Play Online was such an annoying interface. Oh my god.
Yeah, trust
Let's
me,
play Tetra Battle.
the shit show to go through for 14 is not much better.
Oh, you mean the 1.0 version?
Well, no, currently it's still not exactly easy to set up your account and download shit.
Yeah, but at
It's
least you don't
better
have to have
than
that. At least you don't have to have that PlayStation 2 emulator layer.
yeah.
Because that's basically what Play Online is the ability to interconnect it to a system that doesn't exist anymore.
You mean like my sanity?
You're implying that there was sanity to begin with to lose.
I was apparently a normal baby mentally.
I'm gonna need citation on that.
The citation.
I'm gonna
Trust me, bro.
need you to show your work. I'm gonna need you to show your work on that problem. Anyway, so yeah, so that's been what I've been trying to get going. That and deciding if there's any other retro game that I want to give a shot to once I get all these damn power stations charged back up, or I get my electricity turned on, whichever happens first.
So how much do kidneys go for?
I've heard 50,000 on the black market, which would solve. As I said to Nathan earlier, I said that solves one problem while creating another.
Who said it had to be yours?
Yeah. Since I so going along with the initial line of discussion, the initial topic that I led with, I was in a car accident Thursday on the 12th, and I went out to go to work at 6 a.m. Waited for about 6 or 7 cars to go by on Oracle Road, and then peeked out, and then boom, some guy hit me at 40 miles an hour. Totally obliterated the 2024 Kia Niro EV that I was driving.
Fine.
And threw me sideways, and I already have a broken back, so getting thrown sideways in a vehicle 40 miles an hour is not exactly conducive towards healing.
Yeah.
I was then trapped in the car. I literally got pushed into the foliage in front of my apartment complex, and amazingly, TPD was able to get in the vehicle and back it out on its own power. So I have a newfound respect for Hyundai and Kia and their safety standards in vehicles. Although no airbags deployed when I got hit at that speed. So that was disappointing. I don't know if that car even has side airbags.
No idea at this point.
Yeah, I was ruled 100% at fault solely because I was pulling out of a driveway. And they don't have any. They didn't have
I got into an accident that was happening too. So
yeah, there was no insufficient camera coverage in the neighborhood to infer or incur fault onto the person who hit me.
Mm. This is why my mom has a dash cam.
Whose name quite literally is Champion. So all of our Aussie listeners right now are cringing. You don't call somebody champ in Australia.
Mm.
It's considered quite bad. Don't call them champ or buddy or muscles. I've now learned that thanks to TikTok. Yeah, so I got hit by some champ. And I got played for the chump by the state of Arizona. But
yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. So I got a citation that I have to go to traffic school for. It's been 5 years since my last accident, so I think I'm in the clear. I have $1,000 deductible I get to look forward to get out of the destroyed EV. And I am now currently driving for Lyft, and their entire rental system is quite different. I don't see a dime of my money until I pay the rental fee for the week.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that's $328.
Ooh.
So, good thing I still have access to a credit card for gas.
Yeah.
Because Lyft gave me a Kia Forte. In the immortal words of James Roday, I've heard it both ways. But I'm driving around in a 2023 Kia Forte, no accent. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. There's not much else to talk about. Blackwalker 80 is working on comics for the Lavenders. That is going to be a Patreon drive-through exclusive until such time as I can actually sit down for 3 hours and rebuild the damn website. So we will be finally concluding season 1 with everybody's second favorite horror artist on that series. And the only reason I say it that way is not to denigrate Blackwalker's work, because I absolutely adore his work. It's just that Varias was our artist from the beginning, and everybody really, really loved her work.
Mm.
So, but I assure everybody that getting the original artist for Lady Valiant is not sloppy seconds in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
I don't know. I just really liked his kind of retro 1999 2000 style. It just kind of hit right for the way that Kim and I wrote this series, and where I plan to go with it in the second season. So I'm hoping that all works out. Worked out a price that works within my current budget, and hopefully I'll see 2 pages soon, and then I'll work those over. We have 25 pages left in the third act, the final chapter of the first season, and then I'll be, as I said, as I complete each page, they'll go up on Patreon, and then once the entire third act is completed, I will upload that to Drive Through Comics, so that way the rest of y'all can get it. But I figured I'd finally utilize the Patreon and actually do something. And with that in mind as well, we will also be finally uploading YouTube clips of this show to my non-adult Patreon. So if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, I do need to put up a box for it on this page, but I think that's it. So anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So let's get right down to the gritty of the nitty here. Let me open up some other pages.
Yeah.
Bark.
Technical mastery.
And of course, Discord refreshed, so I don't have it in front of me. But I'm not that stupid. I do actually remember what's going on tonight. All right,
Citation needed, Grandpa.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to prove it to you right now. On the show tonight, on the show for your listening pleasure, we have Blade Bay X. Welcome to
Get
the
on Beybladers.
Hey, you got
We're gonna let something rip, all right.
All right.
it.
Welcome to the show, Blade. I'm really excited to have you on here, as is several of our cast members. So let's get right to it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I'm assuming you've got me on here for the Beyblading ventures I go into. So, yeah, I mean, my whole thing really is a few years ago, I started making some TikTok kind of shorts, mainly about plastic generation Beyblade, which was like near and dear to my heart since I was like, what would I have been, about 9 years old, I think, when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it like everything used to back then, it took over my life, the same as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and everything else did.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I was going to any tournament at like Toys R Us, or when it still existed, Woolworths. And
Oh,
I was very lucky when I was 10 years old. I'm half, if you can't tell by my voice, listeners, I'm half English, but I'm also half Filipino. So when I was 10 years old, I went back to the Philippines for the first time. I say go, but went back. I went to the Philippines for the first time, and that was right in the kind of like spike of like the end of V, the start of like G generation. So because they were ahead of
Yep.
yeah. So I came back with like the remote control stuff and everything like that before I ever hit the, So I was deep in it. We got stuck at customs on the way back because all the launchers look like guns, don't they? So like everything in the late 90s, early 2000s for kids just looked like guns. So like it looked like I just had a suitcase just full of guns we were trying to smuggle back to the UK, but they opened it up, and of course, like Beyblade still is now, but especially back then with the first wave, incredibly popular in like Asia, Southeast Asia. So they knew exactly what was going on as soon as they opened it up. But yeah, it was something that it's like I've always been on the edge of the fandom, regardless, throughout the years. Going back to it here and there. But a few years ago, my kid showed some interest, so I just looked at what was available because I'm here living in Phuket, Thailand now, and the only thing really close by was a little store in one of the districts here that all they really sold was fakes of Metal Fight Generation.
Ooh, and
So-
you gotta be careful with some of those.
Oh, all of them. They're just lead. They're just pure
Oh,
lead.
yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
that-
I mean, I had all of those when I was a kid doing plastic gen too. So it's like I've been poisoned enough. I think
Yeah.
I'm probably at like my limit. Like, but we were messing around with some of those. My kid's interest dropped, but for me it was like, oh my god, spinning tops again. So I fell down the rabbit hole, and then I got in touch and found some like sellers for like original plastic gen out here. And I started recording some little battles and combo videos. And what's weird is, because I know it's a stupid video, the Blade Bay X name, it was kind of like a bit of a pun on something we would say when we were kids, like where I'm from. A lot of kids would anyway get the name Beyblade or Blade Bay like mixed up anyway when they were trying to say them. The most common one is Blade Blade. People always say by accident. But where I'm from, it's kind of like not even a nickname, just a term for what you'd call someone. You'd call them like get on Bay, like right Bay, you're a Bay just for like another lad or someone else or something. So my ever so vast like comical mind thought, hey, I'll call myself Blade Bay. And then I typed in Blade Bay for a name, and someone had already taken it, so I put in an X at the end of it, and that was free. So I was Blade Bay X, and then about, I think 8 months after that, they announced the newest generation of Beyblade, which was Beyblade X, and things got more confusing after that. So yeah, that's my thing. But I graduated from TikTok, and now you can mainly find me just making Beyblade content, mainly about competitive Beyblade X on my channel. I go hard on the the sweaty things that are very hard to do anything about in a game so heavily influenced by RNG. So I talk about not just like your combos and stuff. I'm very fussy about launch techniques and trying to get the Beyblade to move how you would want it to. You know, like
Right.
when we were kids, we'd try and copy like Tyson's launches, like spinning your wrist around or jumping up as you do it, or you'd shout out like Kai's moves when they were playing and stuff like that, like Flame Saber, all this kind of crap like that. But
You wish you had the psychic powers, but you didn't have the psychic powers.
yeah. So we're trying to use our loose understanding of physics to to make things happen. But so that's pretty much my bag. I make videos about how to play Beyblades, and I make a lot of kind of like digital supplements for that. I'm a very amateur but keen illustrator, and I like making little free to download PDFs and some paid like products. I made like my most selling kind of product would be this deck of 20 different Beyblade launches I've made. So you can get that, print off your own copies or use them on your phone and stuff. And that's kind of like my, probably one of my bigger contributions to the Beyblade community that I've made. But yeah, that's kind of my deal.
All right. So as we talked about in the pre-show, I'm going to have Adam start us off, and then we'll kind of lead into Petty Fan, who is our Beyblade expert.
But don't call me that. I just have a casual interest.
Yeah, but you're more expert than the rest of us. So by that token, you are the god of Beyblade on this channel. So Adam, let's start. Huh?
Seems like Kevin knows a thing or two about this game. So
I'm not. I was a fan during the original trilogy, and then pretty much eased my way out.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people that's very much a little bit weirded out, I guess you could say, about the fact that it's had a resurgence.
Okay,
sure, we'll call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not weirded out in a bad way. I mean,
yeah.
When something from your childhood gets a bounce back, it gives you a little smile and it gives you a nice grin on your face. But I mean, it's still like at the end of the day, this is pretty tough for time.
And you know what's funny about that bounce back right now? It's not like before where the bounce, like the kind of popularity was from things like the anime and stuff like that. Because I don't know if it's something you've wanted to talk about later, but the anime for this generation sucks ass.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
so bad.
I think
It
it's
is
more
secondary.
geared younger than
secondary,
the other ones.
Yeah. The original trilogy was pretty much the primary reason why it became big. But yeah, with this generation, it's more about the toys than it is about the anime, which is very much a side piece.
Well, the first season of the one thing that I noticed, a friend showed me like most of the Beyblade animes through the things, is the first few like eras got less about, like, the first season is very much about these are effectively magical possessed tops that have hologram ghosts living inside them that can make them do whatever the fuck they want. The behavior of the Beyblades gets somewhat more realistic in later seasons.
Well, I mean, Sans metal
I hope
fight.
we're not including metal in that conversation.
Yeah, brother, Moses had a Beyblade.
What do you mean? That's
the Red
accurate
Sea.
AF.
Metal, Moses parted the Red Sea with a Beyblade by actually properly, like, I mean, presumably not using a fucking let it rip launcher, but by properly spinning and throwing the top and having it go across and do the thing. If it was
bro,
the
as the
first
ultimate
season,
hand launch.
Moses would have said, "Come out, Yahweh, the tide splitter, whatever, let it rip," and then the Beyblade would have gone in circles around him, rolled itself up a tower, jumped off, and then like landed in the middle of the Red Sea and made a whirlpool that opened it.
Amazing. I need that bit beast. I need the Yahweh bit beast.
God.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I'm not sure where to go after that.
Where
Yeah,
did
that
it go?
That was I gotta say that was an epic Gollix rant right there.
Oh! You have no idea the level of insanity that is the original.
Friendly
Yeah,
reminder
the
with
thing in the first season, it really actually took me out for a second. The first time they had like a Beyblade obstacle course, and one of them actively went up a spiral ramp up a tower.
Yeah.
Jesus.
well, and
Pure
like
physics, bro.
the funny thing about Metal Fight is the Beyblades are basically weapons. Like, I'm not even
Hence the
joking.
name. Yes, this is when they decided, hey, you know what? I bet these things would work better if these tops would work better and have more inertia if we made them heavier by putting metal in them. Which, yes, that is true. That is a way to give them more inertia and help them stay in the thing better. It also makes them extremely dangerous.
So apparently there was a helicopter that instead of shooting missiles shot fucking tops.
More than one helicopter, more like a
Yes.
fleet. But yeah, that's. And what's more is there's one kid with a Beyblade fighting them off. So that's,
yeah.
you know,
Metal Fight was fucking wild.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. There was that little spurt of kind of like reels being shared a little while ago, like Beyblade. It's not that serious, bro, and it's just like little compilation and edits of Metal Fight with them trying to take each other out with like sniper launchers, or
Yeah.
them doing like crazy workouts in the gym, like benching like mad numbers just to launch
Mhm.
harder and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But
Plastic Gen was let's have fun with our supernatural powers doing a whole professional tour. Metal
well, I
Fight.
mean,
Let's have
it
WM
was.
fucking D's as spinning tops.
It was, but you gotta remember, like that was the kind of like air over the top of like the OG series, them doing the world tour and seeing everywhere. But underneath that was the Russians building a child army
Oh
to
yeah.
take over the world
Yeah,
through
people forget
Beyblading, and
about
then them
the
brainwashing people into like, look at this, it's crazy, absolutely crazy, wild
Mhm.
plots in there that you
Yeah.
will not have in modern
and
anime.
stereotypes and stereotypical stuff that'll probably get them canceled in modern day.
Exactly. I think
There's a reason why the
not.
dub is very hard to find.
Well, you can get the most regions now have the OG series available for free on
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah,
most
it
languages.
is.
Yeah, because that's something I've gone back to like over the decades. Every now and again, I just need to binge like
Yeah.
the original 3 seasons. Like,
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Burst
for me,
existed, but Burst is
yeah, that was like people get because doing Beyblade now, most of the people that are interested in Beyblade YouTube, I would say, are probably from Burst era,
yeah.
just because it's the most recent and it was like 7 years long and stuff like that. And for me, it was like a generation I didn't really cave into interest towards until right towards the end of its life cycle, you know?
Well, and like the big problem, at least for Burst here in the US, is the Hasbro tops were awful.
Yeah,
They
that's
looked
one
like
thing that
Happy
was,
Meal
yeah,
toys. And they were selling
yeah,
for full price.
it's hard to take them seriously when they look kind of like the way they did, and like
And they
the
removed
quality
most of
kind
the
of like
gimmicks and that stuff
yeah,
too.
gimmicks, any metal parts and stuff.
Mhm. Like, yeah, the
it
Pro
was,
Series blades were fine, but like actually the like regular ones, God no.
yeah. I quite liked, what was it, the GT era of Burst, just because it kind of felt and looked about as close as Burst ever did to Plastic
Yeah.
Gen, and I'm just a bit
They were
like that. Like,
nice
it's my thing. I'm
and
nostalgic
compact
for it. So.
designs. The Dynamite bays got way too big for me.
Chunky old boys.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much the size that bothered me, it was the gameplay. Like, it's a game of spinning tops. Most times than not, the kind of like winner's going to be the one that can spin the longest. But it got to the point where the games were incredibly long, and they'd be incredibly long, but very hard to
Yeah.
even judge who won with a like video replay, because they would just stop pretty much dead on the same point, because
Yeah.
it'd just be two Beyblades in the middle of the stadium, hardly touching, both on bearing tips, just spinning for like 4 to 5 minutes, and then
nobody
you
used most
can't.
of the fun elements.
Yeah, and I get it as well, because like I don't know if you're aware of like the kind of like competitive scene in Asia, but it's very big, and it's like there's big tournaments, big prize money regularly for like weekly stuff going on. Like here in Thailand, it's huge, especially in Bangkok, and then like Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines is like it's huge, you know. And then of course you've got Japan and like the official circuit that goes across it. So it's one of those
up in the
things.
U.S.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard about the one of the bigger tournaments had a Toyota or had a I
Yes,
believe a
yeah,
Honda
recently
Civic
had a
for winning.
Civic going. It was very cool, very cool.
And one of the distributors here is basically teasing that they're going to sponsor a big tournament where the prize is also going to be a car.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
I
no,
mean, yeah, that's kind of
it's
wild.
it's great to see.
Yeah.
It's great to see. I mean, like, because over here, just talking about like say weekly stuff. If you go to Bangkok, outside of official tournaments, just fan run stuff, there'll be something where you can win. What would it be the equivalent in freedom dollars? It'd be like you can win $500 for coming first place. There was a tournament a month ago where it was 50,000 baht first place prize, so like around 1,600 US dollars. You know, actually, someone who plays at the tournaments I help run here in Phuket, she actually won that tournament. It's very cool. She's a Beyblade YouTuber herself, but not so well known by the Western community. Videos are all in Thai. Yeah. So there's like this real cool like official like scene, and I've got a lot of friends, of course, being an English speaking channel that they're based in the States or the UK and stuff, and they're starting to pick up again for them competitively, like X stuff. Like I love it. Like the LA and scene like that. I've got a lot of guys in our official Discord and stuff where it seems to be really popular up there, and they're really trying to run like bigger tournaments and push to like have something really established for it. And man, I love to see it happening. I love to see it
apparently
happening.
my local-ish club has been selling out their monthly events, so that's good to see.
Oh, sick. So have any of you like played the latest generation of Beyblade at all, or is it just
I have not played anything competitively, but I do at least collect. I want to go to a competitive tournament in May, but right now it's just like collecting and playing at home.
sick? Is it just collecting whatever new releases, or is there specific stuff that you're
it really depends. Like it really depends on money, really. Like I don't have any of the fancy, like you're not gonna see me rocking an Arrow Pegasus or anything like that. I don't have $400 to drop on a spinning top.
Well, you might go to a tournament and someone might crash out and throw it into the bin, and you'll get one for free. So
yeah, I'll be sure to check the trash on my way out.
yeah, that was, I don't know if you saw it. That was the latest kind of like buzz in the community. Is like someone crashed out losing against a very low tier, considered competitive like Beyblade Vice Tiger, and they like threw their $400 Arrow Pegasus into the bin at the event. Because they were like so fucking pissed. That's like that's wild.
Well,
that's
I
wild.
also play card games, so I've experienced similar where I beat somebody so bad, the staff had to ask them to leave because they had such a crash out.
I'm a big TCG guy myself. I've done some of and this I'm talking now about a pre-release for Magic, so very casual.
Yeah.
Very casual. I won the event, and in the kind of like, I say won, it's very casual, so winning just means like you won all your matches.
You had the best record.
Yeah, like, so it wasn't even like a thing, but like I was playing, I guess, in the finals against like who the winner would be the one that goes 5-0, like against the guy who organizes the event, and he was crashing out when I was about to swing for lethal, and it made the event very awkward afterwards.
Yeah.
Because he was being like real cringy, like as I was like swinging for damage, he was like telling me to like assign damage properly, and who am I gonna like? It's like it doesn't matter, it's lethal, it kills you regardless, like kind of thing. And then when it was time to hand out the prizes, he literally like threw my prize packs like in my general direction, at least I guess. But I was like, this is fucking cringy, man. Damn. So what do you be playing card game wise?
Card game wise, I play Digimon.
Oh, sick.
I collect Digimon cards, but I barely get to play except at like pre-release events because the time that the local store has their casual and tournament play is a time when I have other commitments usually.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the modern Digimon card game is something I've not actually played yet. It's quite popular here, like alongside with like One Piece, but the OG Digimon cards I went hard for. I used to I used to get all of those, but I've only heard good
That's
things
how I
about the
learned
new
how to
card
read
game.
katakana.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
really?
reading images of those cards on the internet.
Fair.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, man, I wish I still had my collection. Goddamn.
Oh,
That
believe
game's
me.
rules were rather complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one knew how to play properly.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then the official US release of it changed the rules to be simpler, but messed a bunch of stuff up in the process.
Yeah.
You know, as what happens.
I mean, when I was a kid, like kids didn't really know how to play Pokemon either, but it was still like it's the most important thing in their lives, you know.
All right. So, where to even begin? So, do you have like
You're just now getting started, huh?
yeah, like really we've just been yammering. So do you have like a certain like type of Beyblade you specifically gear towards when you're like trying to teach people, or do you like try to be like more all-rounded?
Well, no, that is a good question because the whole thing at the moment, and like I was saying earlier, it's the competitive side of Beyblade and the toys themselves that have made this generation like so popular because of the gameplay, which is good. That's what you want to hear. It's not the supplemental stuff that's
Right.
driving like interest. The actual experience playing it is, which is great. It's just the anime has a wider audience, so it'd be better if that kind of like got people more interested. But when I'm kind of like introducing people to play, you know, like I'm never someone for anything because my actual like career and background is professional fighting, martial arts, and instructing and coaching. That's kind of like my actual thing. So even when I'm doing that, I never push anyone towards the competitive way to do it. Like if someone is interested in that, then guide them in as like as is kind of appropriate for them. You know, you discern like what is, but I never push someone towards that because to be interested in the competitive side of anything, you need to be interested in the thing itself, really, to a degree, and you have to be able to find motivation and joy from that. I guess, like, 'cause no one. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say no one because there's always edge cases, but I find it very hard to believe that most people are getting into Beyblade purely to like I don't know, strike like riches and fame from the competitive side of it, you know. So it's like not something you can like sacrifice too much to do like competitively. But I guess in a way I do try and like do that myself so people can see it. Like I've made the effort to travel to a few countries for tournaments and travel across like Bangkok for like nationals and stuff and think like, you know, so I do try and do that side. But if I'm introducing someone to it, if they're actually keen and they want to get into the competitive side of it, first of all, there's two ways to launch that I would have them learn first. And I would get them to practice it to begin with on one of the easier. So there's more now, but there's three main parts of the modern Beyblade system. And that's the blade, the ratchet, and the bit. So the blade is the metal part. We attach the launcher to that, and that kind of defines the kind of like, well, just the shape of it and how it's going to contact with the opponent's base. The center part, the ratchet, is kind of like this little twisty plastic like lock system, and the shape of that can determine parts of the Beyblade's balance. So that will affect things like stamina, some of them, can catch on because this new system has rails and stuff. Some of them catch on those a bit easier, but this part can be unlocked during battle, which would be like bursting, as it was in the previous generation Beyblade Burst. So that's a win condition now. And then the final part is called the bit, which is like the tip or the performance tip, as you'd call it in other parts and stuff like that. So that's the bit that contacts the stadium. And generally, if we're not talking about the balance of the other two parts, affects your launch techniques the most and what you can do and how the Beyblade's going to move in the stadium. So the easiest one or the easiest bits to kind of like get the movements correct early on with launching are the stamina bits. So like in this generation, those are the ball-shaped bits. In previous generations, ball-shaped tips were kind of like more for like defensive Beyblades, but in this generation, the way the stadium kind of works and stuff, they're the stamina bits. And they kind of like move the easiest. They don't move the fastest, and they can be the harder ones to get travel distance on. But just to get the general kind of like movement of something, they're typically easier. And then from there, it's kind of like the flatter the bit gets, the harder it is to pull off like more complicated like movements and stuff. So the flat bits are the attack bits. They get more contact, more surface area on the stadium, so they typically move faster, which is part of the reason why they can be harder to do certain techniques with, because you have to make sure they're on an angle so that they'll kind of like stall and not just like grab onto the stadium and just start going mad in a fast circle or something like that. So
I mean, unless that's your setup, you do you.
yeah, like if people that like, it's not like I'm in any way saying like my way of playing is like de facto the ultimate way of playing and you should only do this. But for me, and like the way I figure things out, the way my brain works, is I like to try and do things that are repeatable and like have like specific uses. And I like to try and do things. If I'm, say, playing an attack type, I'm playing it typically to knock someone out of the stadium or burst them. So there's a specific way I want to try and launch to make that happen. I don't like to just throw it in there. So one thing is, the wins and the losses are a great way to mark progress, but a lot of the time it's like, did you execute what you were trying to do specifically? Because going on win-loss ratio can be tiresome in a game where there's so much RNG, like because I get a lot of people talk to me about their competitive experiences and stuff like that. Like I've got a whole Discord pretty much dedicated to it. That's like
Chaos
super
theory
active.
is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where people can get real disheartened because they've like taken a bunch of losses and stuff. But I'm like, okay, are you executing like what you're trying to do correctly? Like, are you going for specific launches? Are you trying to win in a certain way or whatever? Are you making those things happen? And that's kind of like the successes you look for in anything competitive, So I've worked with professional athletes for the last couple of decades, and like I can speak from personal experience. I know very few people who are as hard on themselves as like professional athletes, especially fighters. Like they have a bad session in like one sparring session in the gym, and man, it can throw your whole confidence. It can like shatter your whole world perspective for a time, and you just kind of like spiral off of it. And I'm not saying to a lesser extent, but the similar kind of thing can happen to someone in any competitive thing, even spinning tops, and they can't understand why they're taking losses when they are and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where it's just a process. You got to ride out that kind of stuff to enjoy the kind of like highlights as well.
Right.
But kind of like going all the way back to your original thing, what would I get someone to do to begin with? I'd get them to learn something we call the drop launch, which is from the B side of the stadium, which is like, because it's an asymmetrical stadium now, so it doesn't work the same as previous generations. And then we have the short reverse X from the other side of the stadium, the X side, which I think are the best two launches to learn when you start Beyblade X, because they kind of teach you the way to use the new rail mechanics and stalling and fight for like top position in the stadium, which we all kind of like have unanimously deemed the best place to be in the stadium for Beyblade X now. And if you're interested, I have a lot of content on my channel about those two videos, including a video specifically where I go into the exact angles you need to find for different, like the most popular kind of like bits to launch on. I show examples. There's a free PDF download that tells you the angles and the launch power that those launches typically work within and stuff. So as many references as you can get, because again, more than one way to skin a cat. People do these launches differently to how I do and get the same results. All I can really show people is how I get there. Happy to like commentate and coach on anything that isn't me doing it and can like see how they get to the same kind of like end point. But I've always been one to kind of just make sure if I'm trying to teach something or talk about something, it's something I actually know and can do myself, you know.
Right. So like when new Beyblades come out, how do you prefer to like go about making combos for it? Do you like look what other people do online, or do you go like what I call a clean room approach, where you just kind of grab what you like and just go in testing?
So that is almost entirely based on how soon I can get my hands on it. Being based where I am, a lot of the time I get stuff before anyone whose channels I'd ever watch have gotten their hands on it. We get a lot of the same day releases as Japan here.
Yeah.
So in that kind of scenario, I've already got some stuff that I want to test and see myself. Like we've been watching the spoilers for it, you know, because we have spoiler seasons for Beyblades every week. It seems, you know, there's new spoilers coming out. So we're all making our speculations and ideas as people getting their hands on the 3D renders and they're figuring out the exact weights before they get released, and like if they're off balance and things. So everyone's already like combo testing and doing everything in their head, like, you know, pure theory and stuff before it releases. One thing I like to do when I was able to stream more frequently is I'll put up a post on the YouTube channel or Discord and ask if there's specific combos people are looking to get tested on. But what I typically do now, and has been my routine for the last few releases because they've come out on release day, same as Japan, is I go to my locals, I pick up my stuff there, I immediately film opening it there and testing the stock combo and some other things at the store against like kids and everyone who's there already getting the same stuff. I upload that to my channel, like members content immediately. And then later on in the day or the next day, as soon as I can, I do something I've always done for every new release is I stream testing for it. So I've got stuff I already want to test. I take combos from chat and everything like that, and we run them for a good couple of hours as long as I can. Then from that, I'll normally do my own like further testing because we've kind of narrowed down what seems to work a bit more. And at this point, I'll discuss with, I've got like, shout out to, and I've mentioned it a few times, my Discord Bega HQ, the Bega Bladers. I'll discuss with the instructor group in there stuff that they're running, stuff that they're all running in the general combo chat in there and stuff. And I'll kind of narrow down to my own testing. I'll do some like solo testing myself against like strong combos that are in the meta. I'll test people nearby, and then I'll typically put out a video about like what I would suggest using for this. And this isn't something I do to this point for every release, because like, not to be like shitty, because if it's your favorite Beyblade, it's your favorite Beyblade or whatever. But some parts I'm just not excited to make a competitive video about because I don't think they're competitive at all, or because I don't want to spend all that time making a video to be negative about something.
Right.
Is generally the thing. It's not because I'm like, oh yeah, I don't think it's good enough to, but like I don't want to like put that much effort into like putting something a bit kind of negative when I've already said like in live streams or something like that beforehand, like I don't think this is necessarily the one, guys, you know. I don't feel like I need to take it further than that until I get into one of my rants on like our own podcast or something like that. Someone that asks me a crazy pocket, and I'll go on a rant then maybe about how trash something is, but I'll try and be respectful up to that point.
And you guys usually get the Takaratomi releases. You don't really bother with the Hasbro ones, right?
No, Hasbro kind of stuff is a bit of a novelty out here. Like some because with this generation, Hasbro is basically doing 1-for-1 with the
Yeah.
Karatomi for the actual Beyblades themselves.
Yeah, because
Like
they
launchers,
screwed up
they're
so
doing some other.
long, so bad with
Yeah.
Beyblade S, or Beyblade Burst, they almost lost the license.
Yeah. So I think that was a big deal for this one, and that's another big deal for why it has popularity in like North
Mhm.
America and stuff as well, because like I think if you guys had the Beyblade X releases and they were coming out like all plastic blades again and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and it was like all these crappy, cheap looking opaque plastics and
And
all that
charging
kind of
$20,
stuff, like
$30 each for them, yeah.
yeah, people just wouldn't be buying them, and Karatomi would just be like cutting all ties with Hasbro, you know,
Mhm. Like, I think the
and
only
I
reason
mean,
why I didn't is because at least the Pro Series blades for Burst were decent.
yeah, I think as well, the allure of being partnered with Hasbro is because Hasbro's whole thing with all their properties is really just to like get a deal with a popular franchise and
Mhm.
plaster that on their own unique IPs, you know. So
Yeah.
I think having like Jurassic World Beyblade and Star Wars Beyblade and whatever
Mhm.
and Marvel Beyblade probably appealed to Karatomi enough
Yeah.
to keep them in the chat, you know.
I'm actually shocked Takaratomi doesn't have more collaboration bays on their side.
Well, they do, but it's probably with stuff that Western isn't interested in. So they do like collaborations with like baseball teams, like
Mm.
pop idols there, and like other little cartoons in the Cora Cora magazine. There's like constant like giveaway events and entries going on. Like they've just done a fan designed Beyblade that they've just released as well as like a official part and things. Like they do a lot. They do stuff with like artists. Like one of the more popular Beyblade's got a complete recolor and like art design. Yeah. So they do have a lot of collaborations. It's just you're not gonna hear about them like collaborating with, I don't know, NASCAR
Yeah.
or something like
Or
that.
for
Like
Japan, like insert anime here, you know.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not gonna get a One Piece collab. You're not gonna get a Pokemon collab.
Well, you'll get a Hello Kitty collab. Like
Yeah, my sister still wants me
that's
to find that for her, and I'm like, no, sissy, I'm not dropping
uh,
$40 on a top for you.
yeah, I've got that. I've got that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But there's a very very big Baytuber called Left Burst, who's kind of like their whole thing was like Burst Generation. I mean, guess the
Right.
name, Left Burst stuff. And when I was kind of like on the edge of watching Beyblade Burst, like competitive content, there's one where he went to a tournament and he was using the Hello Kitty. I forget what the name of the lock chips in that generation was called now, but
Yeah.
he was using that one and he had drawn little frustrated eyebrows on it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's brilliant. I just ordered one just so I could do that myself. Just put little angry eyebrows on it. I was like,
Yeah. As far as like what you bring to like say a competition, do you prefer to travel light, or are you one of the people who has a full Pelican case filled with Beyblades?
I travel very light when I'm going to
Mhm.
tournaments. So like, I mean, now it's great because at least because we've always had tournaments here in I mean, I had to start the competitive scene, like there was nothing going on here.
Mhm.
But over the like few years that I've been like trying to run small tournaments and free little stuff where kids can take their fake stuff, now it's huge here. We've got different stores running multiple tournaments throughout the week, and every 2 weeks, I'm part of this group that I ran that original like cheap little bring your fake Metal Fight Beyblades tournaments, and they could win like a real Beyblade as the prize kind of thing. Was the way I kind of like try to inject some like Beyblade into the community here.
Right.
And now every 2 weeks we're running tournaments where we've got about 160 entrants each time, you know, which is awesome because it was like the first tournament I ever ran here was 11 kids. Most of them didn't have their own Beyblades, so I brought like tons of like stuff that they could borrow, make their own combos with, and sort out their own decks with. And the ones that did have Beyblades only had fakes, you know. And now like everyone's got more stuff than I have, you know.
Mhm.
But even when we do these local ones, sorry to get back to your question, I still only bring like, not even all the time now, but there's like this Beyblade X carry case, which can hold, was it like, forget if it's 6 or 8 combos. I think it can hold 8 combos and like 5 or 6 extra bits and
Mhm.
your launcher. So it's not even enough to really carry most people's setups, because they would have like 2 different launchers because you need
Yeah.
left and right spin. Some people use string for certain combos, some people use
Yeah.
ripcord for certain combos. So someone could be rocking up with 4 different launchers
Mhm.
if they wanted. But I'm not like a fan of bringing all of them, because I mean, at the end of the day, I got a stupid fucking collection. It's too
Yeah.
much. I mean, there's so much stuff that doesn't even see sunlight because it was a release. Tested it. It's been reprinted a million times, and just because it's at the top of the pile, I just use the newer reprints when I'm streaming or
Mhm.
something like that, you know. But I kind of like, because a lot of the tournaments I go to, I've had to travel, so I'm getting on a plane or whatever, where I've only got like my backpack luggage allowance. I'll just take my carry case or just a deck box. A lot of the time when I'm going to a bigger
Yeah.
tournament, is because I'm also doing work for like ADCC Thailand. So I'm a head judge and referee for ADCC Thailand, which is a quite a large like grappling organization.
Mhm.
And they have a lot of events throughout the year in Bangkok, so a lot of those will line up with tournaments there. So I'm going there with just a backpack, and I've got my stuff that I need for the event I'm actually working. So
Mhm.
it's pretty much just a case of, all right, I got to finalize down to the exact 3 combinations I want to take to the tournament, and hopefully they're all right spin, so I can just use one launcher. But if one of them's less spin or a couple of them are, then I gotta find room in my bag for 2 launchers as well. So
When Takara Tomy gives us a dual spin launcher, it's gonna be a game changer.
it will be great, but I'm hoping it follows one trend from previous generations and breaks one trend from previous generations.
Mm.
Like, the good trend is that typically the dual spin launchers, if they're doing string, the string typically is longer, than the
Yeah.
regular ones. The bad habit is that they fucking break so
Yeah,
quickly
I
because of
need
the
to fix
switch like
my. I need
mechanic.
to
Like,
fix my dynamite
yeah,
launcher.
Dynamite Battle one, yeah. Yeah, that was I got a couple of those. The one I got with, what was it, Master Diabolos.
Mm-hmm.
Um my kid was using that one, and like, kids with string launchers don't mix because they just try and yank those things like
Yeah.
past, like, and
I have a friend who's kind of getting interested, and I'm like, no, buddy, you're going to be using the proto launcher till you learn control. I'm not letting you destroy my
you can
$20 string launcher, bro.
you can win tournaments with proto launchers. I won a G3 with using proto launcher and stock Dran sword, so it's
Yeah.
possible.
Oh yeah,
It's possible.
it's definitely just you're not destroying the good ones, bro.
I mean, you're going to be tearing your muscle fibers apart to launch hard enough to be relevant in that
Yeah.
match, but like, yeah, it is doable.
Oh yeah, well it's more just for him to learn control and not just
Yeah,
gorilla
yeah.
launch all the time and then, oh god, why is my string launcher in 8 pieces at your feet?
Well, if he ever wants to watch a video about someone explaining how to string launch with power without
Mhm.
doing that, I know a guy who's got a
Yeah.
video on that.
I guess do you prefer string or ripcord, or is it just depending on what you're doing?
I am 100% this generation, like, a proprietor of string launching.
Mm.
I use ripcord, and recently I've done tournaments going to, like, with ripcord. I've done it all, but what I would say are the strengths of both is I recommend string launching because, like, 100% you have more control over what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the sense of, like, the kind of like forces at play, you can string launch keeping the launcher still with
Mm-hmm.
minimum effort, you know, which I think overall is easier for a wider variety of people. Whereas with ripcord, if you are trying to launch incredibly accurately, you have to put a lot of effort into keeping the launcher hand still and steady.
Yeah.
And, like, the majority of people aren't going to be able to do that well. I know it's just the Beyblade launcher. It's not like you're trying to like do a row of like in like a heavy ass row in the gym or something like
Yeah.
that, or something super explosive. But just because of the way it's designed with like the gear multipliers and stuff like that, and like the quality of the material, like there's a lot of like pullback on it. So a lot of people get the feeling that they're launching harder when they launch with Ripcord, just because there's so much feedback on the actual launch of it. If I must be launching harder than this because I can feel it more when I do the launch, you know. And a lot of people will be launching harder on Ripcord because there's a gear multiplier, and like they can just put all their effort into the launch, like without worrying about breaking anything, like launcher wise at least. But with string, you have to apply like technique. You have to like whip it out as fast as you can, and you have to like let go right at the end of the string like length to not like bust the thing up. So I'd say
either let go or gear down just as soon as the Beyblade starts leaving.
Well, yeah, that's the thing as well, because if we're trying to launch with maximum power, you can't gear down because it's like one of those things like no human that I've met at least can physically go from 100% of their effort to just like nothing on a dime, you know?
Yeah.
Like they can get very close, you know, and stuff like that, but like not close enough that you wouldn't just wreck this launcher.
Yeah.
So it's a case of like keeping that momentum going to get the full length of it, and you're releasing to, even if you don't get it perfectly at the moment, it would be full length. Because you're ripping at full strength, the string will carry on to full extension after you kind of like let go. So yeah, I'm also trying to explain all this by navigating all the potential innuendos of like releasing at the apex and the climax and all that kind of stuff. So
it's fine.
Apologies if I'm stalling as I explain this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I like the string launching because I've found that it opens up a wider variety of launch techniques for me. It's this whole idea of like, one thing I like to give to people is that idea of like fainting your launches. So you set up in the same position as you would do for a certain launch, but you've actually got a variety of launches you can do from that same position. So they can't really get a read on exactly what you're trying to do. Whereas with a ripcord, I know what you're going to do because you literally have to point at exactly what you're about to do.
Yeah. Like my friends think I'm weird because I use the hold launcher because I have very big hands.
Yeah. I mean, and that's another thing. Like I use string with the grip because of my hand size. Like when I was doing ripcord, I prefer using ripcord without the grip because of like being able to like get more power behind it. But because of my hand size, I can't get underneath the shroud for certain launches that I'd like to do and things like that. So, yeah, it can be a bit awkward. But the hold launcher, like, so are you using like a hold launcher and the same ripcord that came with it?
Same size, yeah. Sometimes I pull out the purple one I got with my solar eclipse too, but it's the same size one.
Yeah, yeah. If I can recommend anything to get for that ripcord, they are a channel sponsor, so it's a bit of a plug, but noozles3d.com.
Yeah, I got the ring. I prefer the ring over the slip grip.
Let's go. Yeah, for ripcord, ring or dragon head, 100% of the time, do not go slip grip for that one. Yeah. I did it because it was the only attachment I had because I never got any of the ripcord head attachments. And I just kind of like, just so I had some level of purchase, but like I had to use all of the pinch strength available from my thumb just to like rip the ripcord from that thing.
Yeah, because unfortunately the one thing about the hold launcher is it tucks it too tight, the edge of it, so it's like I can't get my fingers in there. Like if I was 10 years younger when I still had fairly small hands, or kid.
You know, they've done the dragon winders for this generation as well now. And
I haven't
even
used
those ones
dragon winder since plastic gen, bro. I would take a while for me to get used to holding that again.
But that's the thing, because like they have the same problem as the hold launcher ones, is where if you grip it properly with your index and your middle finger, if you've got human-sized hands, then it's too big, and you're losing out on like ripcord length. So if you get the ones from Noozle, they're a lot longer, so you can actually hold it properly. Like, but again, for official tournaments, you're not allowed to use any kind of like non-official products. So you have to I'm a big proprietor, again, being on string, of the slip grips, but I have to like play for like the like official tournaments here without it anyway. So it's just like getting used to doing it and with any setup. So
So
and yeah,
like,
that kind of brings me back to with the ripcord. Sorry, is like being able to do the same launches. You can do all the same things regardless of your launcher setup. It's just you're gonna have to learn it in a different way.
yeah,
Um,
that's one of the things I've been having a problem with is not many people use the hold launcher. So I was like, how do I put
yeah.
this at the right angle? So I basically have to look at people using a string launcher in the sword mode and see if I
Yeah.
can kind of adjust it to. Yeah.
I know. So, like again, it's not one I use loads, and it's also this is one of the harder things to do with hold launcher, but just the way it's designed, because you probably have that want when you're holding it and launching with it to kind of like push your grip hand forward and kind of like flick it forward a little bit off the thing.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where you have to be careful you're not throwing it across the stadium because you're going to make air contacts and stuff. But
Air
if you can kind of
contact
like
or hit your opponent.
yeah, exactly. Like, and like it's one of those things where you have to kind of like, if you're using that launcher and you're using it that way, you're gonna have to really learn the timing of when it kind of like flicks off the end of the ripcord, because that's the moment that the bay is kind of detaching from the launcher. So if you can line that up with when you like say you wanted to do like a short reverse X, with when that's gonna like disconnect and it lines up with the kind of like position you want to be there, that's the kind of way I would recommend using that grip. It's 'cause again, it looks super cool. Like the hold launcher is the coolest looking launcher we've gotten so far by far. I mean,
Well,
like
part of the issue for me is even the official like grips, because of the way it's
yeah,
designed. There's too much play in it for me, and I can't get it to
yeah,
sit right. So it's either
yeah,
buying new clips, new grips every few months, or just use the hold launcher.
yeah, yeah. I have always, since the grips released, because they do that kind of like one half of it is like the skinny thing, and one half is like all of mine have. I've had to get doubles of everything because I've got like the fattest parts of like the grip attachments you can get on both sides all the way around it. Because like I'm not exactly a huge dude, but I've always had like clownishly big hands and feet. So it's like yeah, it's a bit of a necessity for me.
Right. So as far as like official events, how are those governed? Because I know here in the U.S. we have two like major governing things. We have the WBO and BBX.
hmm
How
Yeah.
is that handled over there in Asia?
So that's great because like WBO and BBAX, they're both like fan kind of like made things. So like you do have in the US, you've had the Anime Expo like nationals and the World Qualifiers. So you do have Hasbro, and they're kind of, I forget the name of the intermediary that helps with the tournament and event stuff between them and TT. But you do have those guys. It's just that they've only ran like one proper event for you guys so far,
And it was
like
only
some.
available to kids.
Oh no! So for Anime X, there was the adult one as well. That was
I just
it
remember
was
the
limited.
Hasbro Kids only one, which was
Oh yeah, so a lot of regions only got kids for the world stuff and things like that as well. And like most of your regionals were only for juniors, but the one at Anime X was the one that had for adults, but they capped it. I think it was at 120 entrants, which is the same size as like one of the kind of like smaller regionals for like anywhere in Asia. Like, and that was like for your guys national. And I'm not saying that in a way to like shit on it, but I'm saying it in a way to like kind of like
they under assumed the turnout
yeah,
for something like
you
that.
would have had way more people being able to playing it, like but the way it's kind of run here for official stuff, so it is governed by Takara Tomy. Now I've been lucky. I've gotten to play official ones like in like Singapore as well, and like I've gotten to play in like the Philippines. So I've gotten to see like how they run it everywhere and the small differences, because essentially the rules are exactly the same across all regions. Like the format is the 3-on-3 format. First to 4 points, unique parts, and typically for official tournaments here, it's always single elimination, which is something for like tournaments like West, like they find hardest to kind of like accept doing. Like they always want to do like Swiss, so people always get like at least 4 matches if they turn up to a tournament, stuff like that.
Right.
But again, that typically I think has something to do with like general like size and turnout, because if say like nationals here, the last nationals here was like 560 something people playing. If you did like 4 rounds of Swiss for that many people, that's going to be a week-long event. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be crazy. So it's all just ran like single elimination, and that's still like 32 brackets or whatever of like single elim, like 16 or whatever in each one, till you get to the top 16. Like the first Beyblade X nationals that we had here in Thailand, I was actually able to play in, because now for nationals you have to be a national of that country to be able to play in them. Although breaking news for you guys here, I haven't talked to anyone in the Beyblade community about, I've been allowed to enter another regional G2 here in Phuket, but I'll be the only foreigner allowed to play in Thailand for that one. But for the first nationals I went to here, we had 364 players, I think it was, or 380, something like that. And I managed to make the top 16. I went out in the top 16 when we got to the main stage, which was kind of heartbreaking because I played fucking terribly.
I mean, brother, I know.
everything I could do wrong, I was just doing wrong. But yeah, so went out there, and yeah, it was huge, and that was a long day, you know. And that was just out because they do the junior tournament the day before for nationals, and that was like, God, that was all day. And then for the actual like adults one, we have to, because the malls open at 10 a.m. That's when registration, like kind of like everyone's already pre-registered, but you confirm that you're there, you submit your deck for like inspection, because here for like the larger official tournaments, you don't keep a hold of your Beyblades with you during the day. You take your parts up in the deck box, like your exact combos you're going to use, and they get inspected to see if they're like the parts are like new enough, if they're too scuffed up and everything like that, if they're illegal, like, you know.
And checking their cracks and stuff is very important, because if that thing shatters, people could literally go blind.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, to here it gets to the extreme where like pretty much if your Beyblade isn't fresh out of the box, you're not going to be able to use it for a tournament that's as big as like regionals or nationals. Like you can do it for like locals, that'll be fine. But yeah, they really do force you to get like very, very fresh copies of everything for regionals and nationals. But yeah, man, it's always a buzz though. It's like that aspect I think of, like that single elimination really like adds the kind of like drama and like excitement of it all. Like it's not like I don't enjoy like Swiss rounds. I like being able to play more than one game for a tournament I've traveled for, you know. But it is a lot of fun. And of course, if you do well for regionals, you go to nationals. If you do well at nationals, you can go to, what would it be, like either the Southeast Asian Championships, like the World Championships, like we just had. Like they did the Southeast Asian Champs in Malaysia. The first one they did, that was a G1 qualifier that I went to. That was the one we were planning to go for. The one after that was for the Worlds that they did in Japan. You know, and they just keep on rolling them out. They do the Japanese like kind of like all-star kind of like one as well, which is very cool to watch. And I think now after the first Worlds, when they had some issues with like refereeing and things like that, they're running it a lot better now.
There was some sketchy reffing during that.
Yeah, Thailand was not happy about that situation at all. Justice for Paul, hashtag justice for Paul. A very nice man, by the way. I've met a few times going to Bangkok for tournaments and stuff. Very, very nice dude. Always grab a picture with him quickly for the channel. So we've got a couple like Thai national champs now. So yeah, all nice guys. Very, very welcoming community, especially for someone like myself who speaks a very, very small amount of Thai. They're very accommodating to me whenever I go to stuff and help me out as best they can and stuff. So yeah, very cool people.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions real quick?
I am
I'm
not.
good over here.
I am not
And
expert enough on the
bad.
subject. I was gonna say I'm not expert enough on the subject to
Yeah.
know where to begin and end here.
All right. Well, since I know we're getting close on time, I guess. Well,
I have a final question here.
all right.
What is it specifically about the X line that you don't like?
All that I don't like.
Ooh.
Interesting. I mean, not to like not answer your question, but things I do really like about it are the fact that it is like the metal contact. It is much like higher RPM than previous generations. The stadium mechanic of the rails and that, very, very, very good. I think, man, if there was something I didn't like about it, I mean, the things that get me salty, and this is just personal, when you see like a release coming out, and this isn't this wouldn't even be specifically for this generation, so I guess I'm avoiding your question still. But when you see a part that's coming out and you're like, oh man, that looks like it's going to be like this and like this, and like, oh man, this will be great. This is a combination of my two favorite parts. And when it comes out, I'm going to have a third part that's going to be perfect and everything like that. You come out, it's fucking trash. So bad. And you're just like, damn, I know nothing about this game at all, really, do I? Like, my speculation
Meanwhile,
was so far off.
Fucking scale shark drop. People think it's gonna weigh next to nothing, and oh god.
Yeah, and it's just, oh, they've just released the best part ever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's crazy.
Objectively,
Like,
one of the best attack Beyblades in the game. Well, shit.
yeah,
I didn't pre-order 3 of them, and now they're $80.
man. I mean, there have been times where I've been a bit salty about like stamina dominance in the game, but at the same time, it's like,
Well, and that is
that's
one thing I
just
do
how it
like about
is.
how they're at least curtailing it. None of the stamina bits have high burst resistance.
Yes, you know, and that's the thing, because it's hard to complain, because like, yeah, those may be dominant at a time, but they're not unbeatable.
Yeah,
you know, like,
adjust your launch tech and literally go for the burst. Is your
yeah,
best
like,
option.
I mean, something they've done great about this generation so far, and I do want to highlight so far because we're only a few years in, is the balance is kind of worked out overall. I mean, Wizard Rod has been relevant since its release and kind of been at the top of the pile. Like, this one blade that's just like so perfectly well balanced, basically a perfect circle. Like,
yeah, perfect circle is like one of the top 10 heaviest.
Yeah, so it's not even like a light part that like gets bullied easily. It's just got incredible balance, good weight. They've done reprints of it that are getting heavier still,
Oh,
you know, like it's
God.
crept over like 35 grams, you know, so it's like, it's one of like just objectively probably the best part overall for like, this has probably netted people the most points and they played, but it's not unbeatable, you know, it's just one of those things that are like, you have to accept you're probably going to come up against it like every match of the tournament.
Looking at
but
my
that's the
160 hexa punching bag
Yeah.
Wizard Rod.
Yeah. You know, like it's literally the boogeyman of most people's kind of like tournament experiences, but like at the same time, it's not unbeatable. And when you do get the wins against it, like they feel extra special, I guess. Yeah, and I mean, with this the competitive side of it, I don't really have any complaints. I mean, one thing I would like to see, and this is again like personal, is like it shouldn't really matter what region you're in. I think you should be able to enter like the tournaments for that, because that kind of falls in line with the original kind of like ethos of the show, where the
of
group
Gen
from
1
Japan
where they were
or
literally
whatever,
just doing a fucking world tour.
yeah, you know, global hopping and just jumping in, because like you can go to the unofficial ones in whatever country, that's great, and the communities are cool, but like I don't know, like if you're playing something like tennis, you wouldn't be confined to your own country to qualify for something. You go to the French Open or like like, you know, you go to everything you can. Or just,
and like
tennis is a random example,
Beyblade,
but I guess it
it's
works.
not like a trading card game thing where you need to know the language. You can get by knowing not a whole lot of the native language.
Yeah. And they shout "Go shoot" everywhere now anyway, so like you know when to launch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on the competitive side about it. No real complaints from me about it. I think honestly, because I like the manga as well. The manga is actually like pretty fun.
That's from the writer of Promised Neverland, right?
Yes, it is. I'm not going to pretend like that's a series I've actually read myself, but
Well, a lot
especially
of
when it
people
was
did
about
like
to come
the
out,
manga of that, so that's why I
yeah,
brought it up. It's to
yeah,
help bring people to look at it.
yeah. But no, I mean, and that's the thing as well. Like, you've got someone who's very capable doing like the manga and stuff like that, and
Mhm,
to be fair to them, smashing it out pretty quickly because like
mhm,
we got like the first, I think it was 3 chapters of the manga, and then it was ready. The first 2 episodes of the anime were out.
mhm.
Which kind of like again like highlights where issues might be for the anime. Like
Yeah.
they've gone for all filler, no gas kind of model.
Mhm.
And like I mean, and again, I'm an extremely amateur animator myself, so I'm not going to gripe on any of them for like the animation in the
Mhm.
series because I know it's just going to be to money and time constraints. But it didn't help the launch of the series when the first like 5-6 episodes looked real bad. Like
Mhm.
maybe like early like One Punch Man season 3 kind of vibes for
Yeah.
some of it, you know?
At least
Like
from what I've seen of the later stuff, the top fights are at least getting better.
well, that's the thing. Like a lot of people I know, they really love it. Like the later episodes with like the battles and stuff, and there are some really cool ones. But
Mhm.
you're never going to convince me that any of the battles look as good as like season 1 of Gen 1 when they were still hand drawn. You know, I know it's more money. I know it's more time to do it,
Mhm.
but oh my god, it just looks so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like I know there's the consistency of the CG models and everything like that, and like the speed, but I like it when like everything gets warped out of shape because the
Mhm.
launch power was so high, or to emphasize the contact. You know, like I love storytelling through the animation. You know,
Mhm.
and I think that's just harder to do when it's like solid blocky objects just clashing with some spark effects. Like,
Mhm.
and again, I'm not trying to knock it in the sense that it doesn't look great and it's not difficult to do and everything like that either. But it's just if I had my preference, it'd be hand animated still. But I'm
Mhm.
living way in the past, so
Right. And I guess my last question before we go into Mac's traditional end is, what new releases are you looking forward to?
ooh. So um, there's a few things.
Summary, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things that have just come out recently that are
Yeah, I
actually
guess to
very
kind of
cool.
date the video a little bit, they just announced the new CX Infinity line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that in the sense that I want to see if there is a way that, because again, this is probably more for the sweaty players of the game and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But the CX line hasn't had a lot of love for its competitive side, apart from maybe like one
Pegasus, I think, is
niche
the
kind of like
only
Pegasus,
thing.
like Blast is kind of like the only main blade that's you've been able to do stuff with to make
Mhm.
relevant, really. And I think it's very good as well. But it's the only one that's kind of been relevant competitively. So
Mhm.
we're excited to see if this new Infinity line for it, even though you're just kind of breaking up the parts a bit, maybe gives us a bit more like competitive viability for CX.
Mhm.
Like that's what people want to see from it. I don't see how it will personally myself. I mean, the speculating that the metal parts are going to be more filled in, a bit more dense, which will help it.
Yeah.
But
Like, yeah,
like the main issue
that's
with
the
it is like
biggest
the
problem
height.
is they were so tall.
Yes,
They were
yeah,
just way too
like
top heavy.
big, tall fucking burger bays that couldn't
Mm.
get any metal contact, and as soon as they lost a bit of stamina, would just fall over because they're just too top heavy.
Or, so a low
Um,
attacker just comes in, just flips it over, and you just watch
yeah,
your Beyblade sitting on like a turtle.
I mean, the best thing they had going for them is that you could make them heavier than other combos, like
Mhm.
being weight bullies, you know? But other than that, I mean, the release we just had of the random booster where it was kind of like all like reprints of like what I guess you could call prize bays.
Yeah.
So like the Blood Red, Dran Buster, which is very cool,
Mhm.
Gold Half Scythe, and some of the V4 exclusives
Mhm.
was great. And most of the announcements they've just done are like they're showing off stuff that are coming for like Hasbro. You
Yeah.
know,
They're finally
the
making
lines.
launcher grips legal for Hasbro official stuff. Well, because
But
Hasbro didn't have grips before this new
no,
announcement.
they've just shown off one grip that looks a
Yeah.
bit funky. It has been Hasbroified a bit because
That
they've had
green
to
one's
turn it into
actually
like
been available from Teratomi. I think it was a B4 store exclusive.
no,
but...
it's not. No, I'm not talking about
the clip
the
grip.
clear plastic. I'm talking about the one that's coming with
the one
Aero
that's coming-
Pegasus.
Yeah.
Blast Pegasus. Sorry, Pegasus
Yeah.
Blast. Sorry.
Yeah, that one. I'm
That
looking at that.
fold
Like,
out
how
one.
are you supposed to hold that without hurting yourself?
Well, the thing undoes
yeah,
and
and it's
locks
still
in, so you can
it
have it
doesn't have the
extended.
smooth innards like
No,
like the regular grips do.
no, it's
So
very
you're
classic, kind
gripping
of like
onto the ridge of
Hasbro.
that, and yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
hurt like hell when you put any power behind it.
I mean, it's nostalgic in the sense that it's as badly made as like some plastic gen like stuff,
Yeah,
but
especially
some of
because
the plastic
Beyblade
gen
X
grips are
is a
amazing.
3-top on 3-top format. So yeah, you can hold
Yeah.
one top. Where do you put the other two?
Well, Hasbro still hangs on to this like Spirit Bay concept for everything.
Yeah.
You know, like I found like with like WBO and stuff, like a lot of their rules for their competitive stuff were geared more towards that kind of side of
Yeah.
the fandom, which again is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with having that rule set, but it's like it's just very different in ethos to the official kind of like competitive scene.
Yeah.
I've danced around your question again with like releases that I'm genuinely like just properly excited about, but man, it's like it's one of those things where it's like not necessarily something that's been announced, but there's certain parts that I want to get like either reprinted or them to like do a new spin on it that like
I mean,
kinda,
I'm
like,
looking
always
at
have in
that
my head.
150 on Bahamut. Like, yes, please.
I mean, 150 is it's the one that's going to be most impactful for the game. Like,
Oh yeah, no.
man, 150 is like it's either going to be making the best attackers because people are going to be putting on Shark, or it's just going to make Wizard Rod 150 Hexa just everyone's like it's just going to be more miserable for the next like couple years where that's just
'Cause
what's there
that was
instead.
kind
You
of
know?
the trade-off originally, because the only 50 height ratchet was 450,
4.
and those are
Yeah.
burst-prone pieces.
Yeah, just to look at like
Yeah, you
so,
look at it wrong and it fucking bursts.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, 150 being low down, great at like pocket revivals and stuff like that, and also it can help with critting just because of the balance and stuff. It's like
Oh god, that
it's
on
gonna
Grand Buster is
it's
gonna be funny as hell.
yeah, you know, like, and I mean, people are gonna have it on Shark now, and that's gonna be a nightmare to come up against. You know, like I'm running Shark on 160 taper at the moment. I'm running a rodless deck, so my 160 I can put on Shark, like, and it's disgusting because it's just fast and it's got pocket revival and great stamina, and then you put it on 150 and it's got all those things, but better again. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you're trading off maybe half a gram of weight for boosted stats and everything else. So
Well, and I guess the
yeah,
only other
150
issue with the TT bays, at least, is their lower heights ratchets are typically a little looser.
Yes. Yeah.
Though
It's one of those
when
things
it comes
actually
to
where
Hasbro has very tight ratchets. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people importing the Hasbro version of that.
I do think there's a bit of a payoff for that as well, though. Like as sweaty as I get about it, like you're not wrong. Like the TT one's definitely looser, but the Hasbro ones, the tightness doesn't just translate sometimes to the locking mechanism. It translates to the bit being able to actually rotate inside it. So I find it's like one of those things where you're less likely to burst for sure, but also you're probably sacrificing a bit of stamina every time you hit the rails. So it's one of those payoffs where it's like, I mean, and I hate losing by burst, man. Honestly, like I hate losing by burst. That's why I don't run any like low burst resistance bits in my deck at the moment either. And when I do, they pretty much always have to be on 960. Like I get real down on myself losing by burst because it's like shit, that shouldn't happen.
Right.
But Yeah, no, you're right. 100%. 150 is the thing I'm most excited about entering the parts pool, because it's going to be the most impactful for sure. For sure.
All right, I think I'm done with questions, or else we're gonna be here for another couple hours. So, Max.
I was gonna say you just got the Gowron JPEG in the
Yeah.
private chat. So as is tradition around here, my final question for all of our guests is: do you have any upcoming events or videos or things that you'd like to promote before we part ways?
Yeah, thank you. So we have a official G2 coming up here in Phuket. I'll try and stream it if I can, as per usual for these things. Things I have going on: I'm currently working on a free download for my, which will be available on my coffee shop. It's a Beyblade game I'm making called Wizard Tower. Essentially, it's kind of like a RPG, but for Beyblading, where you have some roll tables to face certain like combos to make your way up a tower. It's basically a way to make solo testing more fun, which is kind of like a theme of a lot of the things I make for my channel. A lot of my older streams are based on that. So that's in progress at the moment. You can actually download the beta version right now for free on my coffee shop. It's got a couple decks from a couple Filipino bladers on there, as well as like a general kind of like thing of the rules and how you can play yourself now. Outside of that, I've got some other things going on with other channels I'm just starting up. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons player, and I've done some content based on that before, but I'm kind of like loading up a channel with a bunch of videos before it goes public. So yeah, just keep a general set of eyes if you're interested in Beyblade or RPG, TCG stuff on my YouTube channel, and yeah, it'll come up there.
All right. Well, that sounds like some exciting stuff. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And of course, there's an open-ended invitation to come back at a future date when you have more things to peddle and or talk about.
Jet, thank you very much for having me on. I'll probably have to scarper off now, but I appreciate you letting me have a safe space to ramble non-end about Beyblade about.
Yay, there you go. All right, thanks so much for being on the show.
Take
All
it easy,
right,
guys. Thank you.
All right.
Blade Bay X, and be sure to check out YouTube channel and the upcoming game. So that sounds like some exciting stuff. All right. As is tradition around here, we do have a video to lampoon. So although this one's kind of a interesting one.
Do we have a short one?
20 minutes.
23:47.
All right.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
the short one's next week. Well, the shorter one.
See, I think swapping might not be a bad idea after an interview that went that long, but okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it'd probably be a bit of a hassle to switch videos now. So, yeah. With that in mind, so what we got up this week? Bit of a history here, which I'm not going to get into super detail because we don't have the time. But 8-Man,
Entertainment news this week. Yeah, we'll just forgo entertainment news this week.
Yeah. Like, anyway, so if you don't know who or what 8-Man is, very short version, it's Japan's earliest cyborg superhero.
Right.
Like predating pretty much anything else. In like the manga anime space, and even Toku, like it's an interesting distinction because he's also one of the first anime that got localized for America. Right in that starting class with the likes of Astro Boy and Gigantor.
I'm familiar with the character because of the Neo, and as a result of the sort of sequel series 8-Man After.
Right. This is the original. Or at least the original anime, because like many things, it's based off of a manga series. But it's interesting that it's the first cyborg superhero, because when they brought 8-Man over here, they decided to rename him Hobor the Eighth Man. And as this series will be very quick to remind you, Tobor is robot spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's make it go.
This is a weird rip of the series because it's got the Japanese opening, but the American dub.
Because they did do it in an American original version, but, well, it's not here.
Yeah, this was very much not what we saw in America.
Yeah.
No.
God, that animation.
I mean, it's not bad for the 1960s, honestly.
Oh, yeah. It's just how funny the like pauses when things changes is.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably also having to do with how anime works.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Affordably.
Well, it's animated on the 3s. So that's why it usually looks a lot stiffer than Western animation, which is done on the 2s.
Starts in an alley in Metropolitan City, where a gun battle was taking place between Special Agent Brady of Metropolitan International Crime Prevention Headquarters and some vicious criminals.
Even in 1963, this was hardcore for a cartoon meant for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea how important this one incident would become.
Huh.
I, the robot, now known as Eighth Man, was Special Agent
That's a
Brady,
stare.
and I had
Yeah.
no idea that
Brother
life
has
was
seen
to
some
start for
shit.
me as a result of this gun battle.
I almost want
Special.
One agent left.
I was gonna make a joke of I almost want my the avatar I used to use redrawn in that style of the 1,000-yard stare.
Good, boss. Don't shoot, Agent Brady. I don't want to die.
I see that criminal is a man of culture and taste with his Walther PPK.
This is working somehow.
Yeah.
Where's your two pals,
Okay.
Officer Lip?
Special
This is
Agent
one of those
Bruce
things-
Wayne.
Cowards left me to shoot it
This is
out
one of the
the
things that always bothers me. You don't handcuff people in the front because that gives them a weapon that
I don't know.
to strangle.
When those two
Mhm.
cowards
Yeah.
taken out and took off, I guess they took it all.
That's why you always do it behind the back.
Sorry, but
Which
not
has my
now.
back,
I'm
yeah.
taking you to headquarters to see Chief Bumblethumb.
Chief who?
Bumblethumb.
That's a name.
Goodbye.
That's a name that somebody thought was good enough to be in a TV show.
Oh, well. Oh, no, Carcoon!
And so,
Chuck
in a
Coon's
dark
younger
street,
uncle.
my life as Special Agent Brady was coming to an end.
Oh, you're the narrator. Okay, that's,
Who would have guessed that
Yeah,
this
Get
was
used
both
to
an end
weird quirks in the narration.
So what year did the $6 Million Man come
and
out?
while my existence as
About
was
10 years
purposely
after
dragged
this.
out of my broken
Yes.
body, a whole new life was soon to open for me.
we can rebuild him. We can make him stronger,
One
faster.
more powerful
That's kind of the joke I was
than
getting
the
at.
world had
Yes.
ever known.
I've used some of these animation techniques.
Sorry,
What's
dude.
wrong with his hand there?
Well,
I like the car on a stick.
That led me to that dark street on that particular night.
I didn't
oh,
realize they had. I didn't realize they had the
The
budget for
hand of
popsicle sticks.
destiny. He's dead.
Da 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 da.
Young. I'll take him to the lab. Perhaps I can give him a new life.
Oh
hi.
boy,
Picked up the young
free
man's
roadkill.
body, carried it to my car.
I
Dr.
carried him to my
Frankenstein.
car to make sweet, sweet.
It was a long ride.
No,
Yeah.
no, he's technically dead.
And I had plenty of time to think.
Is
So
this
he's
pre
Frank-
or during Hays Code?
And a dream.
Hays Code wouldn't affect this. That
I know,
this-
but time
television.
period wise.
To an existing mind.
Hays Code is just being ripped
Simply a
apart.
powerful body.
This is
I plan
1963.
to transfer all the existing thoughts,
Oh, man.
and knowledge in the human brain.
By the way, this character's name, Dr. Genius.
Could be worse.
A robot.
True.
So-
I just
so
want
he-
And moral attributes.
I just want
It
to
could be worse.
showcase the ego here.
Yeah.
Soon,
So
I mean, could be
one could
worse.
say, one could say that 8-Man is kind of Dr. Genius's monster.
Yes.
Get out.
Ding, 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 ding.
I haven't got
I was
much
gonna make that
time.
joke if you would.
I'll have to hurry.
Hurry before
Ooh,
rigor mortis.
ooh, there's
sets
lightning
in.
equipment involved.
Here it goes.
Oh boy.
Totally not cribbed from Frankenstein.
Original character, do not steal.
Don't it?
I hope it works.
Frankenstein's public domain, so.
Hey, listen, I'm a certified artist, so I do what I want.
And he won't have to die. Not
Although
really.
it's too much to play here, public
The organs
domain. Ding
invigorated
ding.
and functioning. His body is beginning to react. The instruments all
I don't think Japan recognizes the public domain.
Well, maybe not Japan, but if it was outside, you know.
Ah.
Yeah.
Everything's
Makes it easier to-
working
But it's
perfectly.
easier to export, though.
All systems A-OK. At last, my dream is becoming a reality. The priceless light
Uh-huh.
A dream to make the first light bulb-shaped
just
human.
as I expected. The invigorator is taking that force,
Goodness.
enlarging it and transferring it electronically to the new form. Good. My creation is absorbing the invigorator waves. There,
Oh, they're just
almost
doing a
done.
mind transfer.
And
Ah!
now, for the final crucial step.
He's using Krieger waves like in that episode of Next Generation. Oh, he looks like a Dr. Genius.
Yeah, yeah.
A victory for science. My
Sorry.
greatest achievement.
The Gold Mitchell
Well, my
Wireless
young
are playing in the
friend, How
background.
do you feel now?
I feel okay, but what in the world is this all about?
Do you know who you are?
we.
Special Agent Brady.
Get out of here.
Young man, this experiment is a fantastic success.
Okay, why do you have those sunglasses?
Yeah.
Because he's
How
a
do you have
precursor.
that
I
fucking,
don't understand
that
what's
fucking
going on.
cake, mate? Goodness
You were
gracious.
killed. You were run over by a car.
Killed? I'm not dead. All right, mister, if this is your idea of a practical joke, I don't like it.
I'm not joking.
How do you
There's
forget
your
about your
body.
car? Yeah.
What?
Head
It is
injury.
me, isn't it? How very strange I look there. What in the world have you done with me?
Also, you can tell this is the early days of dubbing because they haven't worked out transferring English cadence to Japanese yet.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's got AI hand. Also, Dr. Wily's uncle.
Probably.
Do you understand?
Hey, cousin.
Like, keep in mind, this series is old enough to have that influence.
Now, this is 25 years before Dr. Wily, so.
Right.
That isn't my face, and I don't like it one bit.
Everything I did was for
Except
your
just
sake, young
smiling, pal.
For my sake, you say.
This is
Well,
different. I don't
you
like
put me
things
in
that are
a body
different.
entirely different from my own. I'll be unhappy for the rest of my life. I do not intend
Same,
to
brother.
spend it as a
Welcome to
robot for
depression.
you or for
I do not endorse. Do not endorse this. 0 out of 10 would not recommend body transfer.
0 out of 8.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, boy.
Smashed it with my fist.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes,
go
that's
with the
what
break.
the
We'll be
action
right
you
back
just
after
performed.
this.
He's
That was
suddenly,
the commercial.
he's suddenly worried about the damaging of the unethical scientific equipment used to illegally transfer his consciousness
Any man that ever lived.
Poor.
Here is a drawing of your new
without his
body
consent.
and how it works. You are different now in many ways,
Oh,
as
okay,
you
why?
shall see. First, you have a microatomic generator in
Oh,
place of
man.
a heart, which gives you superhuman endurance. You have an electronic brain that solves any problem in a millionth part of a second. You can think
A
one
millionth
ton
part of a
faster than
second, so
human
like a
being.
nanosecond.
This bat will illustrate
Yes.
another of your powers.
Oh,
I'll release
sure,
it.
it's a bad. Why
Now,
wouldn't it be?
listen carefully. Can you hear anything?
Is the bat a man?
Yes.
Wow.
This bat is
Is
almost
the is
blind.
this bat is
Yet
this
it can
bat a
fly
man,
freely
and
with
is he
no
in the room with us
capability
right
because
now?
he has a supersonic radar. You can hear the sonic waves from the bat's radar. No human being can
Also,
hear them.
bats aren't
Your
actually
electrical
blind.
hearing apparatus is so finely tuned that you can
Stereotype.
pick up absolutely any sound wave.
Yeah, but
Now then,
he's enough
catch
of a
that bat
genius
for
that
me,
he
will you?
doesn't have to know that. He knows how to
There he is,
cyborg instead.
right up there.
Never
That's
works.
impossible. I'd have to fly.
That's right, you would. And you can. Focus your
He
brain
is the
on
hero that
pitching
flaps
yourself
in the
into air.
night.
While you'll move so fast, the bat
No.
will seem to stand still.
Careful.
Gravity
Too low, too low.
Right.
I got it.
Yoink.
That was a
Of
sound
course you
effect they used.
You can fly faster than the speed of light
Bat
if
with
you
bat
wish.
wings.
Here are diagrams of yours and a normal human body.
Sorry, I didn't know any actual Darkwing Duck speeches to do. Couldn't remember 'em off the top of my head.
Why, you can move fast
I don't feel like doing live research.
Mm.
You look doubtful. Try moving around this room.
You look doubtful. It's like
Bro's in the
I.
tutorial still.
Yeah, it's tutorial face. Goodness.
It's unbelievable.
There's one more thing. I'll turn on the
Unbelievable.
lights.
Oh.
Look around the room. Do you
I see the
anything?
darkness in a human
I'm
soul.
looking straight into your soul. That's what I'm looking at.
I see
Man, I can see 5D Earth.
Even you.
I can see hollow earth.
That's right. You can see in complete darkness.
Complete
I
with
can see
Mecha
a
Hitler.
complete ass head.
As you think of a
Complete
face
with
or
Mecha Hitler
expression
riding on a
that speaks to you,
dinosaur.
Yeah.
assumes the appearance you imagine.
Oh, JFK, of course. Whatever that is.
Khrushchev.
Now remember, because
Khrushchev,
you have
yeah.
superior powers, you take on
I'm
extra
guessing the Japanese guy was the
responsibility for
PM
mankind.
at the time.
You must pledge yourself
Probably.
to use your
I'm
great
assuming,
power only
yeah.
for the good of humanity. You must be a champion of law and order.
Bro
Will
just
you
says
make this
fuck
pledge?
humanity and goes to rob a bank.
No, that was 8 Men After.
I'll take that pledge with all
Yeah.
my heart. But where can I find help?
I have
Yeah,
that
that's-
collection on VHS.
Yeah, it's a
Come and
rope.
see me
That's a
because I'm the
that's
only
there's like a
person that
two
can
ways
help you.
to go about it.
I'm
One is
Professor
positive,
Genius, and I will
negative.
always
We
be
got
ready to
positive,
assist you.
negative,
But
and
nothing
negative.
should go wrong if you follow the instructions I will give you. I will call you Eighth Man.
They ran out of
You are
budget to
my
give him a
great
nose in that
experiment
scene.
And greatest contribution to mankind.
Man, yeah, because there's an 8 on his
Man it
chest.
is then.
Very
Well,
good.
In this continuity, it's because he's the 8th attempt at the
Now we
creating
must
a
give you new name and
artificial
face for the
man.
outside world.
As opposed to being the third man.
There they will know
Hmm.
you as Tobor. That's robot spelled backwards.
Uh-huh.
You have created an
And
excellent
apparently
name
that's
for
just
yourself.
his name, Tobor, which
These
is
look
robot
like cigarettes,
spelled
but
backwards.
they are super
They,
energy
they
boosters.
will say that every time.
Separately.
Never needed.
Yeah, you can tell this is definitely from the
Super-
60s.
Super energy cigarettes.
Use them only when
Surgeon
you need
General
extra
approved.
power.
I mean, back in the 60s, they were.
Remember,
Yeah.
your power
Lucky-
must
yeah,
be
you
a
might as well
secret
call it
between
Lucky
you and
Strike.
me.
I thought they had
It's not
vitamin
just
C in them and stuff.
Great trouble in the world. Good luck,
One
Eighth
character
Man.
that smokes,
Thank
but
you,
he's a
Professor.
half genie and he smokes like incense, so it's like a burnt offering.
Snowy, what are you doing?
I assumed in appearance it was much like my former self before I became a robot. I found it a little difficult to adjust to the whole idea of that word, robot, for indeed, as the professor had planned, I had all the emotions of a human being. When I read about my own murder and learned that my former boss, Chief Fumble-Thumbs of Metropolitan International, was hot on Saucer Lips' trail, I decided to try
Is
out
he a
my
Keystone
new powers in
Copper?
an independent search for my own killer.
No, but he probably got mocked a lot because his name is
Oh.
that.
The little puppy that I had rescued tried to be friendly, but the strangeness of my robot body
There's some
frightened him
weird
away.
perspective stuff going on in this
Yeah.
cartoon.
That my
Very
new life would
weird.
be a lonely one. Meanwhile, back at Metro International headquarters, my old boss, Chief Bumble,
Also known as Meh.
knew his determination to bring Saucer Lips to justice.
Saucer Lips.
Also,
So this, so this became Dick Tracy all of a sudden.
Yeah. Also,
Yep.
You're quite emotional about that picture, sir.
All right, men, it's time you get on the ball. I want those killers caught, and I want
That is the
them thrown
craziest
away.
mustache I've ever seen.
Now,
Good
listen to me.
lord, yeah.
It's growing clear out of his nostrils.
Also, Pat
You're-
St. Jack looking motherfucker in the middle.
Mac, your mustache doesn't grow out of your nose.
He won't listen to any excuses from anybody.
Catch those crooks.
I refuse to dignify that.
Heads, all of you.
Oh,
The
What the
turtle
fuck?
squad.
I'm so tired. Now there's a ringing in my ears.
Fuck is there?
The phone, Chief.
Oh, what the?
are the animators just playing fuck around and
Oh, of
find
course
out?
it's the phone.
Yeah,
Now, I don't
Double thumbs here.
think they understand what perspective is. Like,
Yeah.
they literally do not understand.
You're chasing
They're
Saucer
new.
Lips now on Route 1 right
Come on,
now.
Adam. It's a
Listen,
style
hear me?
choice.
Into your cars, everyone.
Sure it
Officer
is.
O'Day is chasing Saucer Lips on Route 1. Hurry! This might be our last chance to catch him. Now get going!
Dun 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 da 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 da.
yeah.
Oh, they're
Somebody
clown
get
cars.
into this cop car. Okay. Cop car that ass.
So that happened, and we were meant to take it seriously, I think. This
Whoa.
less so.
Okay. Hit that.
Gross,
And you're
right
running on the back of a cycle.
Nick, you might have been onto something with the whole Keystone Cops thing.
And it was
Oh.
definitely something of a joke.
Oh, that's it. Come
They got to make 8-Man look like the most competent person in the room.
Mission
Yeah.
accomplished so
Well,
far.
It's the main character.
Yeah, he definitely has main character syndrome.
on.
I'm not dead. I'm right here. No, really. Look over there. There's your body.
Oh, this must be L.A.
Nah, because
There's-
it's not a Bronco.
No, but it is a low-speed chase.
I was about to say
Yeah.
we're like what 20, 30 years a little too early for the Bronco
Well,
chase.
I mean, this road is
Yeah.
twisty enough to be the PCH.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's the
Wow,
way-
he had a million years to dodge
Yeah.
that bullet.
Slowest
Yeah,
bullet
right.
on Earth.
Slow bullet as hell, man. If that was a real bullet, he'd be dead in that freaking car.
Man, with these awesome cop cars, this is as filmed in Cuba.
Where are you shooting, pal?
The next time I won't miss you.
What the
What-
fuck with his
what?
eyes? Well, I mean,
Not
that's
just
why he's
his
shooting
eyes,
all
but
over
his
the place.
hand. Why are you waving the gun around like that?
Definitely got shot up before he got in the car, I'll tell you that much.
I didn't know you could do the Steve Buscemi eyes in animation form, but here we are.
Hey, they got a wheel! How about that?
Oh, now that's why he's called Saucer Lips.
Whoa.
Oh God, no!
Oh. How did that happen? Wait a minute.
Turned over.
He's
We'll
already
do
got a
that one
band-aid.
tomorrow.
He's already got an X band-aid on his forehead.
Uh-huh.
Get him, then.
What the fuck?
Of course.
What?
Well, obviously the car crash broke his belt buckle.
Also
I
changes
think-
that language.
Actually, that was 8-Man.
They forgot to dub something.
Yep. This is undubbed here. Oh, there we go. Change the audio.
That might have been something that was cut out of the
Yeah.
North
yeah,
American broadcast.
That's probably what it is. Oh, you're a female. That's amazing.
Hi,
Something that-
designated love interest.
I was would show up.
Do as I tell you and you'll be all right. Remember that, sister, for your own good, understand?
You're so
There.
That's right. I'm the meanest, toughest
And your
gangster
mouth
in the
didn't
country.
move.
I want to use you for
Well.
protection.
You even know how? Who is she?
Once again, the designated love interest.
True, I get it.
Who else would she be?
Let's see you get away this
time, Saucer Lip. We've got you now.
That's what you think, funny face. Let me go or I'll blast the girl. Now get out of my way.
I'm going to have to let him go. If I don't, he's sure to kill the girl.
Yes, that is the implication.
Well, then let him go if you have to, Chief. But he won't get very far away this time. Get out of my way. I'm leaving. Get out of my way.
Okay, are you moving or not? Oh, okay.
And 20
Everything
people
is
have
on a
died.
time delay.
They don't go. Okay.
All right, you guys.
Comedy.
Go tackle that crook, Saucer Lip.
Dubbing. They obviously said they weren't going to let him go, and then he had to push his way out, but they didn't dub it that way. Because he had that, the chief was still doing that one thing.
Not 300.
Kilometers.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
still,
even
like,
at
that's
that.
not speed. You could have. Oh, hi, Bullet Train.
Yeah. Ah, yes, Kansas, known for its bullet trains.
Meanwhile, hey, oh, what the?
Oh,
Okay,
right,
were you supposed to say
8-Man.
something?
You
You were supposed to say something. Where are you, pal?
He finally showed up.
Yeah,
The car's not even on the ground.
it's like, ain't done none of that. Nobody talk.
And then the lady gets shot. Just
Whoa. Okay. Shell. Oh, scale.
comedy
Right.
somehow.
Animated comedy. I get you. Okay. Meanwhile,
But if she's the romantic interest, how will they be able to do the important stuff like get married and have babies and stuff? Because that's the most important thing.
strap on. Wait, what?
I like the way you use that cadence.
They'll find a way.
You're a ghost.
Life
Your brain
finds
is
a
ghost.
way.
I'm not.
I'll see y'all.
That's
You must be
yeah.
another
I'll
race.
follow that up with
Man,
that's a big pile of shit.
This is all so confusing.
I mean, he does have a certain Chief Wiggum quality to it. His persona.
Okay. I'm assuming he was supposed to stay and talk.
So what did they do with Bro's body? Did they just like throw him in a wood
So, from
chipper?
now on, I call you Toe
Uh,
That's
we don't
Robot's
talk
spelled
about it.
backwards, isn't it? That was an amazing story you just told me.
Yes, it's really unbelievable. But every word is true.
Really
I'll keep
unbelievable.
your secret. And who is this?
You remember Jenny Heartsweet, the girl we saved from Saucer Lips?
Heart sweet.
Jenny?
Oh.
That's sweet. Okay.
My secretary now.
Look, that's like the 5th dumbest name in this
Well, I must be going.
episode.
Thanks for the
Did
coffee.
they get
Okay,
the
what's your
names
phone?
from
Okay,
Gundam?
okay,
Keep
girl.
it- keep-
Okay, ma'am. I know what your phone number is. It's 8675309, isn't it?
This
Ah.
was from a client and he wants to speak to you about something important right away.
Tobar here.
I should point out that we can't make any meta jokes about James Bond naming conventions because Dr. No came out the same year.
Working closely with Chief Bumblethums of Metro International Crime Prevention, my life's work was cut out for me. And my adventures would prove to be more exciting than it is possible to imagine, as you shall see.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right.
Well, it's also, since it's the 1960s, I can't show an emotion as a man.
Oh yeah, it's against the law.
Also would exceed the animation budget.
Man
Yeah.
law.
Yeah. Ran out of time and not enough money.
That's
All
against
right.
the law. Man law.
TBS, Tokyo Broadcasting System. Thanks so much.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
So, yeah, that is the first episode of Tobor the 8-Man. Honestly, not too bad for the time period. Like,
Yeah.
especially the dubbing. Like, the technicals aren't too good, but I've heard so much worse later on from dubs.
Mm,
I mean, the
Including
fact
in
that
the modern era.
The fact that this exists makes me feel better about what I'm doing with Starship Moonhawk. Uh, if anybody calls me on it, I can say it's retro kitsch.
I think next week's title will also make you feel good about such things.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, that was definitely a thing that we watched.
This is often the case.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got going on next week here. February 25th, episode 8 of season 21, by the way, Petty Fan.
Look, numbers are hard, and we don't usually keep the number thing on there. Sometimes I forget what year it is.
Uh-huh. So, Adam, tell us about next week's guest.
Right. So, next week's guest is Max Robinson of Smashing Salmon. He is a YouTuber whose particular niche is looking at the worst of the Nintendo Wii.
Oh boy.
Like, you probably know some of the titles here. Your Ninja Bread Man, your Chicken Shoot.
WiiWare?
I don't. Looks like it's retail software, probably because the Nintendo Wii is online.
The utterly unplayable Link's crossbow simulator?
Probably not. It's more what we would designate as shovelware, true shovelware.
Link's crossbow training was small, but not like bad.
No, I don't think you'd ever have a Nintendo published title that would be labeled shovelware. Yeah,
I don't know. I have a copy of this game, and it came with the fucking sling for the gun, and if you don't have a room that is 40 feet across, you can't play it.
Once again, I'm talking like M&M Kart Racer.
Oh yeah. The several generations back games like Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man.
Yeah. But there are certain levels when we're talking about the worst of the Wii. And even the likes of, say, Wii Play or Fling Smash aren't going to be on the level of, say, the Calvin Tucker franchise. And yes, that is apparently a franchise.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because it consists of 2 games, Redneck Jamboree and Farm Animal Racing Tournament.
What the fuck?
Fart. By the way, these are all real titles.
Of course they are.
I am too sober for this.
I need more drugs.
I mean, this is what we're going to be talking about next week, people. Just the utter dregs of the most casual console to ever exist.
Well, it's the last casual console, but we'll get into that.
All right.
Anyway.
The Wii know you.
He's got a Wii U episode as well.
Mm-hmm. Man, well, that will definitely be that sounds like it has the makings of being a great episode. So we look forward to that. And again, special thanks to our guest this week, Riccardo of Blade Bay X, and we look forward to something. Shadows Mist and I return with more City of Heroes shenanigans on Blue Mondays this coming week, and I'm still trying to reconstruct the file so I can actually install Final Fantasy XI. And maybe this time we'll actually record an episode of Final Fantasy XIV where my audio is not muted. Until then, I'm your host, Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, kids.